I do think if you pull the lens back a bit, you'll remember those years of Work I Will, etc. We got through them. They're an incredibly impressive couple, greater than the sum of their parts, particularly when it comes to William. But one of the key problems is, with the departure of the Sussexes, and I think as humans we all need this, we all need someone to push off, to compete with in a healthy way. You remove any kind of competition. And at the same time, the predominantly right-wing press have pushed William and Kate up on this incredible, untouchable pedestal. So really, I think, to an extent, understandably, he pretty much feels he can do what he likes. We've made him untouchable in some respects.
Imagine a world where the media holds the power to shape public perception. Now, bring that imagination to reality as we discuss the British press's role in sculpting the image of William and Kate. Historian and royal commentator Tessa Dunlop put it quite succinctly when she said, "The predominantly right-wing press have pushed William and Kate up on this incredible, untouchable pedestal, so, understandably, he pretty much feels he can do what he likes." This is a telling remark, shedding light on the press's role in inflating the royals' status to an almost unreachable height. William and Kate were presented as flawless, beyond reproach, a golden standard of royalty. But with such adulation comes a sense of entitlement, a feeling of unaccountability, and a bubble that insulates from criticism. The press, it seems, has created a royal persona that is untouchable. Now, let's consider the implications of this pedestal. With such a high pedestal comes a long fall. The higher the pedestal, the harsher the reality check when one fails to meet those lofty expectations. The press, in its bid to create a perfect image, may have inadvertently fostered an environment of arrogance and complacency. But it's not just about the elevation, it's also about the insulation. The press's protection has insulated William and Kate from criticism, from having to face the consequences of their actions. This insulation has, in turn, led to a sense of invincibility, a belief that they can do no wrong. This is the pedestal the press has built for William and Kate. However, as we will see, this pedestal is not without its pitfalls. The inflated status, the insulation from criticism, the sense of entitlement, all these have implications not just for William and Kate's image, but for the credibility of the monarchy as a whole. A pedestal built by the press, but at what cost? In a world where fairness is a virtue, the British press seems to have missed the memo. Let's dive into the double standard that's been glaringly obvious. Now consider Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. These two dared to step outside the traditional royal box, to forge their own path, to voice their own opinions. And how did the press respond? Not with admiration for their courage or respect for their autonomy, but with relentless persecution. Harry and Meghan were vilified for their choices, criticised for their every move. The same press that had built up William and Kate, that had made them untouchable, came down harshly on Harry and Meghan. They were made to feel like outsiders, like they were somehow less worthy of respect and protection. The double standard is glaring. On one hand, you have William and Kate, the golden couple, insulated from criticism, lauded as the epitome of royal virtue. On the other hand, you have Harry and Meghan, constantly under fire, their every move scrutinised and criticised. And what does this say about the British press? It tells us that they are capable of choosing sides, of deciding who to protect and who to persecute. It tells us that they are not impartial observers, but active participants, shaping public opinion according to their own biases and agendas. But here's the thing. The press's double standard has consequences. It's not just about how it affects the individuals involved, although that's certainly important. It's also about how it affects the public's perception of the monarchy, about the credibility of the institution as a whole. In their quest to build up William and Kate, to make them untouchable, the press has inadvertently created an environment of entitlement and unaccountability. And in their relentless persecution of Harry and Meghan, they've shown their willingness to tear down anyone who dares to step outside their defined royal script. A tale of two couples, yet a single media narrative. The double standard is clear, and it's time we started talking about it. Even the most well-built pedestals can crumble. Let's explore the gradual realization of the media's self-created problem. The media's creation of the perfect royal couple, William and Kate, has been quite the spectacle. But now the cracks in the pedestal are becoming more evident. It's as if the media has finally woken up from its self-induced slumber. They've begun to see the monster they've created, and it's not a pretty sight. Historian and royal commentator Tessa Dunlop has been one of the first to openly acknowledge this. She's pointed out that the media's relentless push to elevate William and Kate to untouchable status has backfired. Instead of creating the perfect royal couple, they've fostered an environment of entitlement and unaccountability. Dunlop's comments highlight an important reality. The media's pedestal hasn't just damaged William and Kate's image, it's also shaken the credibility of the monarchy. The public is now questioning the double standards within the royal family and the media's role in perpetuating them. This has led to a harsh reality check for both the media and the monarchy. The pedestal that was once a symbol of reverence and admiration is now a symbol of the media's flawed creation. It's become a testament to the dangers of unbridled adulation and the consequences of creating a false image of perfection. The media's monster, once hidden in the shadows, is now in the spotlight for all to see. This unravelling of the pedestal is a wake-up call. It's a reminder that even the most carefully constructed facades can crumble under the weight of reality. And when they do, the fall can be quite dramatic. The media's creation of William and Kate's pedestal has not just been a disservice to them, but to the public as well. It's a stark reminder of the power of the media and the responsibility that comes with it. The media's monster is no longer hidden in the shadows. The pedestal has started to crumble, and the fallout is only just beginning. As the dust settles, the lessons emerge. What can we take away from this media-created spectacle? The press, in their pursuit of the perfect royal narrative, has inadvertently created a double-edged sword. In their rush to elevate William and Kate to untouchable status, they have also set an impossible standard. A standard that, when not met, leads to a backlash of criticism and scrutiny. Consider this. William and Kate were portrayed as the epitome of royal perfection. They were held up as the gold standard, the embodiment of all that is good and noble about the monarchy. But in doing so, the press may have inadvertently contributed to their downfall. Let's delve into the irony of this situation. The press, in their effort to create a flawless royal couple, have instead created an image that is, at best, unattainable, and at worst, damaging. The pedestal they put William and Kate on is so high, it's no surprise that they might stumble, might show their human flaws. And when they do, the press is there, ready to pounce and highlight every misstep. But it's not just about the individuals involved. It's about the bigger picture. The press's portrayal of William and Kate as the perfect royal couple has significant implications for the monarchy itself. It sets an unrealistic standard for what it means to be royal, creating a facade of perfection that is bound to crack under scrutiny. And when it does, the press is there, ready to report on the cracks, the flaws, the human side of these very public figures. Their creation has become their downfall. They've created a narrative that is unsustainable, a narrative that ultimately undermines the very institution they were trying to uphold. So what's the takeaway here? In their quest for the perfect royal narrative, the press has created a monster that feeds on impossible standards and unrealistic expectations, a monster that ultimately may be the downfall of the very institution it was meant to uphold. The media's creation, their downfall. In the wake of revelations, opinions are formed. Now, it's your turn to weigh in. We've traversed the landscape of the British press's role in shaping the public perception of the royals, with particular focus on William and Kate. We've seen the pedestal upon which they were placed, and the double standards applied when Harry and Meghan dared to deviate from the royal script. But what's your take on this? Do you believe that the media has finally woken up to the monster they've created? Has the press's portrayal of the royals influenced your own perception? We're eager to hear your thoughts. This is not just about the figures at the heart of this discussion, but about the broader implications of media influence. The press, in its power, has the ability to elevate or diminish, to protect or persecute. How do you see this power playing out in the context of the royal family? We've also examined the unravelling of the pedestal, as even commentators like Tessa Dunlop acknowledge the damage this media-created image has caused. Not just for the individuals involved, but for the monarchy's credibility as a whole. Do you agree with Dunlop's assertions? What impact do you think this has had on the public's trust in the monarchy? Do you believe that the media's portrayal of William and Kate as untouchable has contributed to a sense of entitlement and lack of accountability? We're all stakeholders in this narrative, shaped in part by the media we consume. This is why your perspective is so valuable. Whether you're in agreement with the points raised or you see things from a different angle, we want to hear from you. The comments section is your platform. Use it to express your thoughts, engage in meaningful discussions, and perhaps even challenge your own preconceptions. After all, it's in these spaces that we can gain new insights, broaden our understanding, and foster a stronger, more informed community. Your perspective matters. Voice it in the comments below.